All right. Happy Thursday. So, last time I went over an SL paper that I thought was actually a paper 2, but it turns out it was actually a paper 1 because I clicked this because I saw the number 2, but this is actually Time Zone 2's paper 1 from whatever date this was. So, today I'm actually going to go through a paper 2, Time Zone number 1's. Okay. And today is a speed run. I feel like doing this as soon as possible with, you know, enough explanation. And hopefully it's a 100% speed run. I've yet to be able to accomplish this. Okay. Time to get started then. We have a function. We gotta find the derivative. This is easy enough to do. That's gonna become 1 over x minus 5. Then we need to take the second derivative. So then this becomes negative 1 over x squared. And then we need to solve for when they're equal. So we set them equal to each other, and then because this is paper 2, we can use a graph calculator and do an equation solver, or we can graph both functions and find their intersection. So that's what I'm going to do. Of course, Desmos is just a little bit faster. So this is what I'm going to use. So you can see that from their intersection, we have two solutions right here at 0.558 and right here at negative 358. And then we're done. So next up, we have a bias four-sided die. So the following table gives us the probability of each score, and then we don't know the probability of rolling a 2, and we need to find this. And if you know how probabilities work, then all of this needs to be equal to 1. So very easy to solve for k. We just subtract 1, well, subtract these numbers from 1, and you get 0.27. Okay, next up, expected value. We multiply the score with the probabilities, and then we add them all up. And then this will be our expected score. So 0.28 times 1 plus 2 times k, which is point whatever it was, 27. So 2 times 0.27 plus 3 times 0.15 plus 4 times 0.3. Okay, and then we add this all together, I guess. A pull out an actual graphing calculator for this. Just because the computer's scientific one doesn't, like, it's not easy to put this in. Hey Snake Star, how are you doing? So 0.28 plus 2 times 0.27 plus 3 times 0.15. Long night ahead. What's going on? Hey RGBT. Are you less stressed now, finally? Or are you still busy? Busy as always? Okay, for some reason this didn't add up. 2 times 0.27 and then oops. Am I just adding this wrong? I don't think so. And Texas Instruments should preserve proper order of operations. So I don't know what's going on. There you go, 2.47. I'll take that one. Anyways, the die is now rolled 80 times. On how many rolls would you expect a 3? Well, okay. Well, we just take 80 rolls and then multiply by the probability of rolling a 3. And that should be how much we can expect. I guess I'll close this calculator. So 80 times 0.15 is 12. You know, I need more people to ask math help in my Discord, because if you're a mod, you can check the logs, and I have people like joining and then leaving. Probably because, you know, they check it out and then it's not actually what they think it is, because no one's actually asking for help. Anyways, what is this? Diagram, radius of 4. So let's add in a 4 right here. And then find the area of the shaded region. So then this is the area of the sector minus the area of the triangle. Okay, so area of the sector is 1/2 pi r squared, or pi theta squared, I think. Let's just double check my formula book. Looks good. Oh, this should be r squared. R squared theta, so 4 squared times theta. There you go. And then the triangle is 1/2 4 times 4 times sine theta. This is just our area of a triangle right here. Okay, and then they probably want this to be simplified into 8 theta minus 4 theta. Wait, 8 theta minus 8 theta. There you go. Okay. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So you get 8 theta from here, and then you get 8 sine theta from there. Okay. Then, in part B, this area is 12. Then we need to find theta. So this is easy, right? We can use an equation solver, we can graph it, and that's what I would prefer to do, just because Desmos is faster doing that. Okay, so here's my graph in the red, and then we want to find out when it's equal to 12, which is right here. It is equal to 12 when theta is 2.267. 2.267, so 3 sig figs. This is a calculator paper. The last paper I did was supposed to be non-calc, but I thought it was calc. But I hate calculator questions. Anyway, Snakestar, you never answered. Why is tonight a long night for you? You got studying to do? Bio? Oof. IA? Oof. Just a little overdue. That's okay. What's a calculator? Something that people use to help them calculate. Okay, let's see. Write the coordinates of the vertex of the graph of G. Well, that's only one mark because it's in the actual function right here. Wolfram is just a very fancy calculator. Okay, so here's F, and then continuing on. Yeah, but how do you like regulate using a computer? Okay, the graph of G intersects the graph of F at -1 and 2. So at x being -1 and x being 2, we have an intersection. And then I'm just going to put down the vertex of the parabola right now. That's not at 2. Okay, and then on the grid above, we are going to sketch G from -2 to 4. Okay, so we can use some symmetrical aspects. I know that if G intersects right here, then there's going to be a point right here. Likewise, if there is an intersection right here, then there's going to be a point right here. And then they want me to sketch it all the way from -2 to 4. What are you talking about, innocent? Are you talking about being in bio? Because you left an O out of that. And you're sounding kind of like a bigot right now. can't tell. You better clarify yourself real soon, innocent. Okay, so I don't know how precise they want this to be because, of course, right now my only information is up to here. So let's just see where the x-intercepts are for this. So I'm going to set the function equal to 0. So then that means that this is going to be equal to 5. So then x is going to be plus or minus 1. Wait a minute, this is a calculator question. God damn it, why do I keep doing this? I'm just going to graph it. Oh, but I can't graph it because I... Oh wait, yes, I know the function. Jeez. Why am I wasting so much time with this? Okay, no clarification. Time for a timeout. Shame on you, innocent do it. Okay, so clearly from -2 to -4, it goes way down to almost -4. So, just a quick little sketch. I have no idea if he clearly meant bio. He did come on. I gave him a chance to testify, and he didn't show up to the court date. Anyways, let's find the region enclosed by these graphs. So, the area of this thing. Oh well. Okay, so to find the area, we need to essentially take the area underneath g, which is the graph on top. So the integral of g dx, well actually just f, g minus f. Right? Pretty classic, find the area between two curves. Yeah, I know he clearly meant bio. Maybe I'll just, if I untime him out, do his things don't come back, right? His comments? Yeah, his comments don't come back. Fine. I'll just remove his comments to avoid any misinterpretations. But that's true. I'm fairly sure he meant bio. Alright, so how do we calculate this integral? So this integral is, ooh, I forgot to write the boundaries. They did tell us where they intersect, so that's already done for us. This is an integral from -1 to 2. So in any sort of, you know, graphing calculator, we can easily calculate this integral. And apparently it's 9. Oh, he's back. Did you mean bio? Because you did not say bio. I know given the context that, you know, Snake was just mentioning how he was doing a bio IA, that it makes the most sense. But come on, that's like rule number 2. Don't be a bigot in my chat. Okay, we have probabilities A and B. So, very common thing that I like to do, that everyone should do, is make a Venn diagram. Yeah, of course you're more elitist. You got deeper into math. Okay, so it says right here the intersection is 0.18, so that's good. And then it says that the probability of being in A is 0.62, so that includes the 0.18. So then I do a little subtraction. Posture check. I think my posture's pretty good right now, but maybe I was leaning too far forward. Okay, so you have to subtract the intersection from the probability of A to get this probability right here, which represents the probability of being A but not B. And then, find the probability of A intersection not B. So that's literally this. Okay, and then let's see what we're given. Given that the probability of the complement of A union B is 0.19, find this probability. Okay, there's a lot of things going on, so make sure that you're able to parse this properly. A union B, right, represents this entire probability inside of the two circles. The complement of this then is everything outside of these two circles, which means that 0.19 represents things that are not A and not B. Okay, now that we have that down, we have a conditional probability, so there's conditional probability formula. We just follow this and then see what happens. Alrighty, so we know this one. That's from part A, that's the 0.44. And then the probability of not B, or the complement of B. So that's easy enough. What numbers are not B? This one and this one. These two other numbers are considered part of B, so then that is not it. When you have a bio and history test and only time to study for one of them, oof. Did you time manage well, Vincent? Just a lot going on? That's IB. One of my friends during undergrad once had 3 exams. That's super unfair. At the university that I went to, you can apply for a hardship if that happens, which essentially means that they'll defer one of the exams. So you're only allowed a maximum of 2 exams a day. Wait, I'm being corrected. Never mind. There's a hardship if you have more than 3 in a day.
24 hours.
Oh, in 24 hours. Within 24 hours, if you have more than 3, you can apply for a hardship. And then one of them will be deferred till later. Yeah, I think that's super unfair otherwise. Oof. Yeah, I once had a well, my birthday is like late December, which is often, the end of the winter semester. So I've had like an exam pretty much like every year of my birthday during my undergrad. Hold on. Ooh. Hello, Jazz. Doing lectures, so you're watching them? Why is the school board and the health organization so wishy-washy? Because you have a lot of people that are, not all of them line up in terms of what they believe in terms of how to balance education and health. Essentially, there's a lot of players, and they're trying to make this weird compromise. So I'm just doing this quick little calculation. 698. Yeah, you have to the government, they have a Ministry of Education, but yeah, whatever. I know idiots wasn't permitted, but I just changed that. But the Ministry of Education is not comprised of purely teachers, right? It's comprised of politicians. There are teachers, but you have a lot of perspectives. And that's just within the ministry. And then you start throwing in a pandemic, and then you have like health organizations, then things become wishy-washy. That's just how it is. No, I permitted it, so idiots should be allowed now. I think the bot will it's on a strict setting, and it, like, on my feed, it'll pop up and it'll say, oh, this message has been blocked for this reason, and I can choose to put the word on the whitelist or keep it blocked. Yeah, it's hard to change. I mean, I find it scary that the people running our government aren't necessarily the experts in what they're trying to run. And it's like weird poli-sci majors sometimes. Yeah. Alrighty, so let's see. We have a triangle ABC. Yeah, you're pretty Spartan, RGBT. I feel like you would enact some sort of mathematical exam, and if you can't pass it, then you're banned from the country. Okay. So what do we got? We got a triangle with these two sides being these measurements and a total area of 15 centimeters squared. So what we can do is we can make a formula and then solve for theta, which would have to be this one if we were to use the area of triangle formula from earlier. So 15 is equal to 1/2 12.3 times 8.1 times sine theta. If you can't prove sequential characterization of continuity, geez, that's brutal. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, I'm just gonna try to solve this equation. So first, let's multiply all those coefficients together. 49.815. Okay, sine theta. Probably fire all the teachers, yeah. Rebuild education, probably. 99% of the teachers. I think I would too. It's a very large... That's a very big issue. We've talked about this before, right? Because you need to have a lot of people on board. And I don't know if I would necessarily fire 99, but there would be some firings, that's for sure. Just the incompetent ones, you know? Alright, so I have graphed the right side of this function. And then I'm solving for when it's equal to 5. And you see, this is 0.306. So that's a possible angle. However, that leads to a small corresponding side because it's an acute angle. And we do have an acute, or not an acute, an obtuse angle. So 2.836. And if that angle is an obtuse one, then this will obviously be bigger. And we need to consider the largest possible perimeter, so we're only going to consider the obtuse angle. Your IB math teacher is the best. Those are some brave words to post in this chat, Snake Star. Brave words. Yeah, I'm in Canada. Okay, so we actually want to find the perimeter, so now that I know what theta is, I can calculate this third side right here by using cosine law. So let's call this little c. So c squared is equal to 12.3 squared plus 8.1 squared minus 2 times all of this stuff. It's just cosine law. Okay, and then obviously c is going to be the square root, and then we add up all our sides. This is supposed to be 7 marks. I think maybe it's because I compare my teachers. Yeah, public school, same Z's. I would force teachers to learn logic. Yeah. I too teach at a public school with IB programming. Alrighty, let's calculate this. Did I mention that I was assigned to grade another class with some teachers in it? No. When did this happen? And what happened? I'm assuming you were extremely disappointed in the results. Were you grading them on math ability? Okay, so I'm just adding up my 3 sides. These are the other 2 that were given, and then this whole big thing is all of this. So if I put it into my calculator, right, this is the largest perimeter, which looks fishy, considering one side is 12.3 and the other side's 8.1. Did I mess this up? Okay, double check that I'm in radian mode, which I'm not, that's why. Okay, let's recalculate this. Non-real answer? What are you talking about? Oh my gosh, okay. Let's see, you were assigned to be a grader for geometry of convex sets. Is that why you're asking that convex question in my Discord? Reputation of being very easy, but yeah, false reputation. A lot of math ed students take it. Average on the assignments is 30. Oh my god. Pure math students is around 80 to 90, but the math eds are at less than 5%. Holy moly. At least those are easy to grade, right? Well, actually it depends. Were they a lot of like blank answers or blank pages? Because those are easy. But if they had like full exams of a bunch of stuff that isn't correct, that would suck to mark. You in French class? Is your French not good, Snake Star? Oh man, pictures as proof? Don't worry, not even to scale. Prove this easy peasy, right? Proof by picture. Sick. Not yet, at least not grammar-wise. If it's like basic grammar, I can help you out. But if it's anything at, say, like a... Actually, I don't know. Because I've forgotten most of my advanced grammar. But if it's basic grammar, I can help you out. But then again, I have no familiarity with the IB curriculum, so... I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt to ask. But no guarantees. Okay, I put this stuff in the calculator wrong. But I square rooted the thing, that's the last side, and then I added to the other three sides, so I have 40.6. Yeah, I've never seen such horrific homework assignments. Harsh grader. Nah, I don't think you're harsh. They just have no idea what's going on. It happens. Like, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned to you, I'm finishing up my master's in math education. And like, the courses are essentially, you know, honors level first and second year courses. And some of the people taking these courses, because we have discussion boards online, obviously, and the questions they're asking, oh my god, it's like, it's just like you say, they have no clue what's going on. It's like the most basic things, and they're asking the dumbest questions. And like, these are actual math teachers, right? And they're just trying to get their masters, and they're disappointingly asking like terrible questions. Oof. Okay, let's see what this is all about. What in the world? Yeah, I don't consider myself to be like a top math teacher, but man, when I compare myself to like what's out there, I feel pretty good about myself. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let's see. We have a function. So, and then we have a maximum point. We have a lot of maximum points actually. And then these have x coordinates. And then blah blah blah. Okay, so if we're talking about maximums, then we should see what this graph looks like. So it's e to the power of something ugly. 2 sine pi x over 2. Yeah, crazy world. But you know, incompetence is everywhere, right? It's just unfortunate that it's in such an important job like teaching. Alright, so here's my graph. You can see it has a bunch of maximums, and then we are going to compare the x values. So we know that x of k plus 1 is actually x of k plus a. So that means that if you have two consecutive maximums, as you can see from the picture, they're a set difference away from each other. So they have a common difference. So you can see the first maximum is at 1, the next maximum is at 5, and the following maximum has an x-coordinate of 9. So A is very clearly 4, right? because x1 is at 1, x2 is at 5, x3 is at 9, etc. Next up, hence find the value of n such that when we sum up our n's, we have 861. Okay, this is easy enough. This is just an arithmetic sum, right? And we're trying to solve for n. Okay. See you later, Jazz. Math is never your strong subject. Maybe it's because of the teachers, maybe. Takes practice. I mean, yeah, there's people that are like naturally gifted in math, but that's not the reason why, you know, the Asian countries are, you know, quote unquote statistically better at math. It's because they put in way more time per week than your average North American student. They average like, I don't know, 50 hours of math a week or something, because they go to like after school cram school and they do more math. And whereas like, what's the average North American time? Like 8 hours a week or something? 50 hours, I wish. Yeah. Okay. So this is my formula essentially, right? And then of course x1 is 1. So this is x1, and then this was my common difference right here. Let's use the terminology in the formula book. Yeah, well, in higher level math, yeah, mostly white males. But like at a high school level, half an hour, that's it. Alright, and then we need to solve this equation for n. And then that's easy enough to do, right? Put it in an equation solver, or graph this as a function and then find out when it equals 861. That's what I'm gonna do, just because why not? So here's my function, and then it's essentially a very long and skinny parabola, but let's go to 861. Yeah, it's pretty disproportionate. And like, that's not even talking about, you know, women in math, or say other ethnicities in math. Like, I don't know. I bet it's like it's unfortunate, but I bet it's like a statistical like insignificance. Like the amount of like, say, I don't know, like black women in math, which is kind of crazy. So as you can see, 21. So n is 21. And then, hello Goldie Flux. What does it mean in statistics when there is a range for p-values? Talking about regression. I don't even know what p-values are. You're coming into a math stream asking about statistics questions. P-value is the probability of obtaining results. P-values, regression. Is this for a math course? Goldilocks? Yeah, because I don't know what this is about. You're asking me statistics. And if it's not statistics related to the IB curriculum, then I have no idea. I'm sorry, my son. Yeah, but with statistics? Statistics? There's this dumb question in the problem set that you got no clue. This is a problem set for IB Math? That's okay, yeah. No, good luck with your stats. Hello, Anita. Of course you have a question. So what? How to do everything? What's the question? So you have this thingy, and then find and graph the solution of the initial value problem for... You got an answer, but it doesn't match. Okay, so you're trying to solve for P, right? So you do whatever process you need to solve for P, and then it's going to have a constant, which is why they give you the initial value, so that you can plug in time is 0, and then you'll get, and that should equal to 70, and then you can find out C, and then from there you'll have your actual function, then you can graph it, right? So what's the big deal? Where's your work? Do you have a picture of your work? Okay, show me your work. While you do that, aha, see, I was saying this earlier. Whenever you have a paper 2, there's gonna be a regression question. It's the only time that you can ask one. So you have one for natural log y, natural log x, And then we are going to regress natural log y onto x, or however you say it. So this is fine. We'll deal with the natural log part later, but for now you can just think of it as just regular x and y. Apparently she said that she did. Anita, you should join the Discord and post the questions there, too. I need more activity in the math help. I'm losing members. They need to see that it's actually a useful Discord to stay on. Okay. So now that I've inputted my lists, I can do a linear regression. So there's my A and my B. So negative 543 and 614. Two more? Are you retaining any information though? Okay, use the regression equation and estimate the value of y when x is 3.57. I'll send the Discord to my IB friends. I'm surprised you haven't told them about me earlier. You did? And they just didn't do anything? That's a shame. Okay, so the only tricky thing about this one is, unlike a traditional regression type question where you, after you find the regression formula and then you estimate y, you do have to take natural logs and things like that. So the y value is actually e to the power of this stuff. Oh, what happened? Some people are joining the Discord. Innocent, do it. Okay, with that being said, let's calculate y. So e to the power of all of this junk. So 260? 261? Okay, so here's Anita's work. That didn't zoom in at all. And that zooms in too much. Okay. Oh my god. So first, I'm gonna make sure that you copied the question correctly. Because, you know. Okay, so let's see what you do. You distribute this 0.6p in, p squared, sure. And then you factor out a 1 over 490, sure, you can do that. Therefore, now you can do separation of variables. And then you get this thing. And then you integrate both sides. Although this has a common factor of 0.06p, sure. Then you can take out this here. Okay. Then to do this one, you do partial fractions. Okay. So then 1 needs to equal to this times a, and then this one here. And then factor and regroup your p's and your constants. And then comparing coefficients. What do we got? B is 0, yeah. C is equal to A, sure. And then that means that this last term, 490A, needs to be 1, so A is 1 over 490. Okay. And then what happens next? So B okay. You factor out a 1 over 490 because both A and C have it, sure. And then, what is going on here? Oh, that's the other side, okay. Sure, divide through, okay. So you got T, natural log, natural log. You messed up here. I think. This 0.6 is for this entire integral. You forgot to distribute this 0.6 into this one right here. The second term. Who's innocent do it? I don't know. Well, I do know. It's kind of ironic. Because he's like shy kid in class. But on the internet, he's a little... he was. I mean, okay, I guess your work is okay, so then blah blah blah. Sure. And then this one. Sure. Okay. Uh-huh. And then you get here. And then is this meant to be the The final answer? And you're saying that this doesn't match? Okay, where's the second pick? Because it seems okay for now. It's in the same link? Oh, scroll down. Okay, so then you do this thingy. Here. Multiply in. Sure. This part goes over here. Then you can factor out a p. Then you can divide it. Sure. Plug in 0. Okay. What's happening in your last two steps? I hate Imgur. Because, like, I think up until this point is good, and then 490 multiplies by 1 over 6 to get this fraction. And then on the bottom you have 1 plus 1 over 6. And then you write this as 6 over 6. And then all of a sudden the 6's go away, and you didn't change anything else. Yeah, you get rid of the fraction, but where does this bottom 6 go? It goes somewhere else. You don't just get rid of it. It's not the same equation. You need to do something with this denominator 6. You simplified this wrong somehow. I thought you just said that the graph wasn't the same. They're not gonna be the same. This graph and this graph should not be the same. I don't know what you're trying to say, but this step to this step is wrong. And that's some basic math that you're messing up on. This denominator of 6 has to go somewhere. It doesn't just disappear. So you need to figure out where it goes. Go look at your pros notes again. They did something. It didn't disappear, it just went somewhere else. You don't just disappear numbers. So go look in your pros work where it went. Okay. What is this now? The relationship between x and y can be modeled using this exponential by expressing natural log in terms of natural log x. Find the value of n and k. What the hell? Okay, so we need to rewrite this equation as this, and it's all for k and n. So we have y, and we're essentially just going to do this thing again, e to the power. So this says that y is e to the power of all of this stuff. No, keep looking. It goes somewhere else. Numbers just don't go away. This is literally a spot the difference. What's the difference between this one and this one? There's two differences. The first difference is this disappears. But obviously you have to compensate because that doesn't just go away, it goes somewhere else. So go spot the difference. And then go look at your work, because your work doesn't have two differences. Okay, and then we're just gonna play around with exponent rules, because ideally we want this. So we have an addition, so we can write this as and a good hint is, notice that we do need an exponential or an exponent with the base x. And we can get that by having e to the power of natural log x. So what I'm going to do is continue playing around with this. Continue to play around with this. And because I have a multiplication in my exponent, then I can write this as an exponent of an exponent. And then we're basically done. This becomes the x. And there is my k and n. So this is my k. That's just numbers, right? And then this is my n. Yeah, 300 IQ. Sure. This one's a pretty tough question, to be honest. Oh boy, here comes our distribution question. I feel like I've done this one though. Okay. Oranges are grown in an orchard, so they're normally distributed. They have an average weight or mass of 297 grams. And we know that 79% of the oranges are more than 289 grams, and 9.5 are less than 310. So let's draw a picture. I don't get how sometimes it doesn't let me change colors, and then I have to close the program and then reopen it. Okay, so here's my normal distribution. And this is my average mass, which is 297. And then it says that oranges that weigh more than 289, that's 79%. So somewhere on the left side is 289. And I know that this is 79%. And then, what else does it say? Oranges that weigh more than 289. Wait, no, hold on. More than 310. So somewhere on this side. This is 9.5%. Okay, now we need to find this probability in between. So it makes sense that all I do is I just take 79, which is the red stuff, and then I subtract 9.5, which is the green stuff. So what do I get? 79 minus 9.5 is 69.5. Okay. Next up, the weights of the oranges have a standard deviation that we will need to calculate. So first up, we need to find the standardized value for 289 grams. And then hence find this value. Okay, so let's redraw our distribution. And that we know from 289 onwards, this is 79%. So that means that on this other side, we have 21%. And essentially, if you ever need to calculate a mean or a standard deviation, you need to use inverse normal on the standardized graph or distribution, whatever you want to call it. However, to use inverse normal, we need a upper bound probability. And so I need to find out this 21. So from here, I can go to my distributions, go to inverse normal, and I do the inverse normal of 21 with mean of 0, standard deviation of 1. So why is that an error? Oh, whoops, 0.21. And this is the standardized value. This is the z-score of this boundary. So negative 0.806. Hello, Milky You. We had no school on Monday, so I missed my one in-person math class that I have once every 6 days. Brutal. Need to start integrals soon. Yeah. You know, you can ask me for help about any missed classes as well. Integrals are easy. Right, Milky? Easy peasy. You couldn't log? Oh my god. How do you first derivative test? Ooh, life advice. What kind of life advice do you want, Milky You? Give me a topic. How to be a godlike streamer? Let me tell you. Being a successful streamer relies on many things. The first thing is luck, to be honest. Because you can have the most attractive face. You can have, you know, an entertaining personality, but this market is saturated. And for you to make it big, it's either based off of two things. One, you're lucky, and then people find you, and then they start spreading you, and like through word of mouth or whatever, and then you just continue to grow. Or you already have an established user base from something else. For example, you're a celebrity, or you're well known in a particular niche of gaming. But honestly, I want to say it's luck. That's the first and foremost. And then from there, man, a far, far distant second is personality. Because there are some super popular YouTube streamers that have like such bad personalities, like, and I can't fathom why they're so popular. Because I know it sounds a little arrogant, but man, like in comparison to my personality, that's not fair. Thank you, Snake Star. Like who? I don't know. I don't remember their names. They're so forgettable. Yet for some reason they have thousands of viewers. Because, you know, lucky. Yeah, you want to make it big on Twitch? Then get lucky. Anyways, what was this question? First derivative test? Okay, if you want to justify a maximum or a minimum on a graph, first off, you know the derivative is 0 there. But these aren't the only instances where you can have a derivative be 0. You can have a graph that looks kind of like this, and then maybe it flattens out in the middle. You know, there's some good buffs that you can get, right? If you don't have a good luck build. If you're a pretty girl, then your chances are higher, right? If you are skilled at gaming and you are a former like esports player, then you know you already have a following. If you have a niche that actually has a large user base, you know, go look at the art section in Twitch, right? Then that's good. That's why I kind of started streaming, because math is a niche, but unfortunately it doesn't qualify for a large user base, because, you know, who's on Twitch for math? Okay, but anyways, so before I finish talking about this stuff, or before I answer your extra questions, let me finish talking about the first derivative test. So notice that if you have a maximum, your slope is positive before your critical point and then negative after. So then this is the first derivative test. You look at both sides of your critical point, and then if it changes from negative to positive or positive to negative, then you have a maximum or a minimum. In this situation, notice that both the tangent slopes are the same sign. They're both positive, or if you draw it the other way, they're going to be both negative. So how do we do this if we don't have a graph? Well, you take the derivative, right? You set it equal to 0. You solve for x. And then you do your first derivative test. So your x's, let's say that you have two different answers when you solve it. Then you need to test your derivatives in these sections. And then you want to see if they're going to be positive or negative. And then you just compare it to these situations. And then you'll know which ones are going to be maximums and minimums. That's the first derivative test. Make sense, Jazz? Yeah, innocent do it. I warned y'all. Yeah. If it's positive, then that means that the graph is increasing before. Yeah, and if it's negative, it's decreasing. But then you have to test these three intervals, right? Because what happens if this one's positive? Then that means that this situation, this x1, is not a maximum or minimum. It's like this situation. And then you test this one for x number 2, and let's say that it's negative here. Then you see it's going up and then down, so therefore it's a maximum at x2. Man, the first time I heard about IB was when I was doing a French exchange program during the summer between grade 11 and grade 12. And I met someone during that exchange that was part of IB, and then they were just stressing out about their IAs. They're like, oh my god, I have like these 7 essays I have to write. And then I've never heard of IB at that point. And then in the back of my head, I was like, what the hell? Who would do this to themselves? This sounds like super shitty. And it still does, to be honest. The only reason why I teach it is because it came with the job. Anyways, where was I? Hence, find the value of your standard deviation. So we found the z-score through the inverse function. However, there is a formula for the z-score, and that's taking the actual boundary itself, which was 289. You subtract the mean, which was 290 something, 97, and then you divide by the standard deviation. Yeah, IB is honestly like there's good things to it. I'm not gonna lie and say that those that take IB and those that don't take IB, if you put them both into a university setting, that they're going to be in an equal position. There's a very large culture shock from when you leave high school and then you enter into university. But IB students are more prepared for that culture shock, and they actually handle university better during the first couple of years. And you know, this is hard for you guys because most of you haven't experienced university yet. or you're only experiencing the first 1 or 2 years. But the first 2 years of university are actually easy. The only reason why it feels hard is because you're spending a lot of your efforts trying to get used to university after leaving high school. But IB students, they're kind of used to it already with the workload, so it's actually a little bit easier for them to transition into university. Yeah, and then blah blah blah, you can get credits and stuff, so you can save a bit of money. I can't speak for engineers. The only thing I know about them is that they're hella nerdy, hella smelly. And I only have weird memories of engineers. Okay, let's see. What is the stable equilibrium population? Isn't this when it's not changing anymore? So then, yeah, invest in Roblox. Roblox is a meme. Is that finding the limit? I don't think so. Equilibrium means you're no longer changing, so you need to solve this for being 0. No. You don't necessarily get equilibrium as t goes to infinity. You want to find out when your derivative isn't changing, because that means you're stable. Because your rate of change is 0. So solve this for being 0. So you just set it equal to 0 and then solve for p. Anyways, where was I? So you can solve for the standard deviation with this formula. Yeah, I'm glad that people are taking advantage of this life advice channel thing. One advice per stream? It's one advice per stream per person, right? Koreaboo channel on my Discord? Hell no. Absolutely not. It's already degenerate enough with the anime discussion. I don't need no like Oppa Sarang Heyos in my Discord, okay? I did IB because my sister did it, and she got a 42. Damn! That's actually a really good score. But you're gonna get a 20. Yeah, RIP. RGBT, who are you talking to? Oni-chan? That's Japanese, you uncultured swine. 992. But yeah, math The life advice thing, for those that have been in my class, you know that I talk about random things. So I figured it's just a fun way for me to include that into my stream. I am a weeb myself. Please, we are on the same boat. There is no we here, okay? Don't include me in this. You asked streamer question as a joke? Oh, you mean about being successful at Twitch? I'm up to date on Jujutsu Kaisen? Yeah, so? That's one series. I've been reading the manga since like chapter 10. So I'm not like someone that just picked it up because they heard it was good, like the anime was so good. Solo leveling, I've heard about it. What type of woman do you like? Where do I read it? I read like fan translations. In certain places. Not at like a manga place. Anyways, the grocer at a local grocery store will buy these oranges whose weights exceed the 35th percentile. So to the nearest gram, find the minimum weight of an orange that the grocer will buy. So Manga Go. I don't know if it's up to date. Like I said, I just read it from fan translations off of like I think the Korean RAWs. JJK's Jujutsu Kaisen. Kimetsu's okay. It's a little generic, to be honest, and it gets carried hard by Ufotable or whatever the animation company is. It's basic. I'm not saying that it's not good, it's just that it's basic. The story's not that great. Not gonna lie. Did you finish the story? Did you read the manga? I didn't even finish the manga. I stopped at the like final battle because it was just so stupid. And then I read the ending chapter. It's okay. Kimetsu's definitely overrated. 100% overrated. That doesn't mean it's bad, but it's overrated for what it is. But like, why are you making a movie out of Demon Train arc? Like that arc does not deserve a movie. If anything, it should be the Red District that's gonna come right after. But that's season 2. The movie, they released that like last year in Japan. No, it's not a sum of the series. It's the next part of the story. It's the Demon Train chapter. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just not saying it's like super, super good. It's generic. Yeah, Mugen Train. Well, yeah, that's probably why you like it more. But the general like progression and like story beats are very generic. Anyways, okay. Focus. Focus on math. This person is gonna buy oranges that are exceeding the 35th percentile. Oh, okay. So, like this. And then I want to figure out what weight this is at. So it's either this one or it's the top 35th percentile. They didn't tell me, so I'm just gonna say it's this one. Okay, so we need to find out this boundary, which is what an inverse normal is for. And what's good is we know the standard deviation, so you couldn't have done this question without it. So we're gonna inverse norm. And my area is 35. My mean was 297, I think. Yep. And then my standard deviation is 9.92. Yeah. And then this is 2.93. And that's if the 35th percentile is this bottom 35%. Yeah. Let's see. What's a good manga to read? If you don't mind sports, then you should read Ice Shield 21 up until the Christmas Bowl. That's a pretty good one. That's one of my favorites. Until the very last arc. The last arc sucks. Up until the last arc. Skip the last arc. Pai Show? No, Ice Shield 21. It's a football manga. Less video games in high school? Yeah, weren't you like a league monster? Diamond 2, Diamond 1. Yes, that is true, Jazz. Yeah, Ice Shield 21 is good. Except for the last arc. What other ones do I like off the top of my head? Oh, Gash Bell is fun. It takes a while to get used to the art though, but it's a nice story. And then if you want a shorter read, there's Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. This one's good. But to be honest, all of this guy's works are quite good. Anyways, okay, what's next? What's next? I gotta focus. Orchard packs oranges in boxes of 36. Find the probability that the grocer is going to buy more than half of the oranges in a box, selected at random. Okay. So essentially, we have, this is a very typical statistics question. We have a normal distribution, and then all of a sudden, it goes to a binomial distribution. Because we're checking 36 individual oranges, and we're seeing which ones fit the grocer's, whatchamacallit, requirements. So find the probability that the grocer will buy more than half the oranges. And this is X is a binomially distributed random variable. So if this is the setup, then their probability of buying something is 65%. Playlist, are you asking me? It's the same playlist that I always play. It's relaxing Nintendo music. 12 hours of relaxing Nintendo music. Anyway, so this is a cumulative distribution function. It is a lower boundary though, so we do need to change it to an upper boundary. So this is just the complement of being less than or equal to 18. Anita, are you still there? Did you get that answer? What do you think, Jazz? Hydrate. It says if the derivative is negative in between 0 and 1, then is the function decreasing between 0 and 1? Yeah, that's kind of the definition of a negative derivative, is that the function is decreasing. You should ask these questions in the math channel. I need more people to see that we actually provide math help there. I have people that are leaving. They gave, I don't know what that means. They gave 7TF. Yeah, it's not a definition, blah, blah, blah. But if the derivative... What is that? Oh, that's a hammer. I need more subscribers too, so that I can get more emotes. Okay, what does that say? So if the derivative at some point is going to be 0, and you know the second derivative is positive, then we have a minimum. So you need to see if that's true or false. And then you have two functions that are increasing. Then that means that if you multiplied those two, are they still increasing? Any gifters? I think I had one. Xlax, thanks for the follow. The first one's definitely true. The first one's true because that's the second derivative test. So go review that. Pikmin? Yeah. I never finished Pikmin 3. So 0.94. And then grocer selects 2 boxes at random. Find the probability that the grocer buys more than half the oranges in the box. So now we have another switch to a different type of probability. This is the probability of independent events, which I guess is technically binomial, but basically you have box 1, and then you have box 2, and you already know the probability that she's going to buy more than half the oranges in each box. So the probability is just 0.94, 0.954 times another 0.954s. Yeah, I got it for free. And then I just haven't played too much of it. But I'm like super behind on a bunch of video games. Like I downloaded like Persona 5 Royal and I only finished like the first 2 palaces. And there's other things. Pikmin is scary though. Man, this one took way too long. I got distracted so often. Oh my gosh, it's not even like the second last one. It's the third last one. P5 Royal. I downloaded it to kill some time because I was waiting for Final Fantasy VII Remake to come out. So I only played it for like a week, and then Final Fantasy VII Remake came out, and then I'm almost close to the end, but I haven't played it in like since it came out. I don't know. I just have a habit of not finishing my games. Okay. Got focus. Focus. Can't be distracted. Here is this function. It's periodic. Period of 2 pi. Maximum point at A. Minimum point has a value of -13. Find the coordinates of A. Okay, well this is a paper 2, right? So I can just graph this. 12 and 5. So this is the A value. They want me to write the coordinates of A, so 3, 9, 5, and 13. Okay, so the amplitude is 13 because it goes from a maximum of 13 to a minimum of negative 13. And then the period is 2 pi because they literally told you it was 2 pi right here. Hence, we will write f of x in the form p cosine x plus r. So p is 13, that's the amplitude. And then instead of writing this as 12 cosine minus 5, then I'm just going to write it as a phase shift of cosine. And we can phase shift it to the left a little bit. And that little bit is this value right here. Almost game time? I don't know if I have time to do a game today, because we got distracted too much. I'm like already at 2 hours of streaming. Maybe I'll play like half an hour. Depends on how long this one takes. Oh, this is question 10 continued. Oh, never mind. I only have one more question left. Two hours? Yeah, I'm not a full-time streamer here. I got an actual job that I have to wake up for. Ew. Okay. We have a ball and it bounces up and down on a spring, and then we can model it given this, which is just f of t plus 17, where f is this one right here. So plus 17. Okay. Now this function models the distance. So if we want to find the maximum speed of the ball, then I need to, first off, I need to graph the velocity, which is the derivative of this. So you can take the derivative of this, which is going to be negative 13 sine . And you can just find the maximum because, well, again, we're in a graphing paper. And if you're on Desmos, then if you assign the actual original function f of x, then you can actually just say y equals f prime of x, and then it'll graph the derivative. Baba Is You has a lot of stages though. And I feel like I want to start another game. And I want to do like puzzle games because they're kind of related to math. So I was thinking of like Portal, because I've never played Portal ever in my life. Portal 1 and Portal 2. Just play Jump King? Yeah, I could play Jump King. I guess games that make you frustrated are not bad either. Yeah, maybe I'll try Jump King some other time too. But Jump King's only fun if you race somebody. I watched like a 16-hour stream of Jump King. It was so funny. Anyways, so the maximum speed of the ball is 13. You can literally see it as part of the amplitude, right? And then find the first time the ball speed is changing at a rate of 2. So then here's my graph, and then I want to find out when this is equal to 2. And the first time that happens is right here, which is at 2.9. And then with this, I'm done. So let's quickly check the answers, and then I guess I'll play some Baba for a little bit. Beat someone's score? Yeah, like Portal is such a famous game, and the reason why I've never played it before is the same reason why I don't like weebs, because fan bases are hella cringy. Portal's fan base back when it was super popular was so cringy, to the point where like it scared me away from trying the game. But now that it's like super old and the fan base is no longer cringy, I'm okay with trying it. Okay, 1 over x minus 5, 1 over x minus 5, negative 1 over x squared. That's the same thing, so that's good. GDC 558. I have 558. Uh, 2.7. That's over here. 2.7. So that's good. 247, 247, that's good. 12 and 12, that's good. Eight theta minus 8 sine theta, yep. 2.27, 2.27, so that's good. 1, 5, 1, 5. Make a sketch. Made a sketch, so that's fine. And then 9, 9. So that looks good. Uh, 0.44. And then 0.44. What the heck? I've never seen a hand-drawn diagram in the answer key before. That looks so ugly. Okay, 698, 698 looks good. 40.6, 40.6 looks good. 1 and 5, A is 4, A is 4, that's good. 21, 21, that's good. Negative 454, I have negative 453, some rounding errors, whatever. That's such a sad way to end it. Good night, Snake Star. 614, 614, that's good. Y is 261. I have 261. So, let's see. K is e to the power of this decimal. So I also have that, right? And then n is negative. Yeah, so I have the right answer. So that's good. then 69.5%, 69.5%, easy peasy. Negative 8.06, negative 8.06, 992, and then 992. Okay, and then this is where I think things might go wrong. Depending on how you interpret this 35% thing. But I have 293. I guess they rounded up to 294, sure. And then I have 293. So I think I interpreted it correctly. Okay. And then 954. 954, looking good. 911. 911, nice. Very nice. (13.2 pi), 13.2 pi, looking good. We have the same equation, looks good. Maximum speed is 13, 13. And then, oh shoot. Ah, I messed up right at the end. This one, I didn't read properly. It's always about reading. I never read thoroughly. I want to find out when the ball speed is changing, so I don't solve the... I'm not trying to solve the speed, the first derivative being equal to 2. I'm trying to solve the second derivative, so f of prime prime, double prime. So this happens here at 133. Man, I thought that this would be the first time I would get a full perfect score, but it's not. Disappointing. Oh well, everything else is perfect, so I still get a 7. So, good job, I guess. Okay, leave this stuff behind. Let's play some Baba. Okay, where was I? Oh, I need to finish these bonus stages. And then I can go to the next world. Bonus stages are hard though. So, I don't know. This might be the only thing. Oh, this is the extra version of the other stage I did. Okay, so there's nothing behind me. Bog is defeat, so if I touch this I die. The pipe is stop, flags are flags, so I can't change the flag, it will always be a flag. Baba's me. Cog is stop, so I guess I can't move it. Robot is push. And then I can make something and I also have the option of move. No, I finished this stage. This is the bonus stage version. And then it says flag, rock, ice, win. This is easy. So I feel like I need to make a big long sentence here. Like flag and rock and flag and rock and ice is win. Because then, that means that the flag becomes win. You know? So let's see what I need to do. And then these are some big assumptions, you know? So this might not even be the correct way to do things. Okay, so this is my idea. First, I change the cog into a robot so that I will have two robots. Or two cogs, it doesn't really matter. And the reason why I want that is that these two cogs I can make them line up and push these ands into the slots here. Okay, now the last issue is, how do I get this extra is into here? Hold on, let me do some testing. Yeah, cog is move, and then we'll move the ands in place. But, so now they'll move the ands. Oops, undo. And then this is two slots deep, right? 1, 2, yeah. 1, 2. So this is the issue right now. I can't cross the bog, so I need something here to push the is into place. So I feel like I need to use these extra blocks here to block off here. Because let me show you what I mean. If the cogs keep moving, eventually they are going to push the ands too far in, and then they'll break the sentence. But you see, the only way for a cog to return is that I keep moving it, and then it'll bounce back. So I need to like stack two things here. Oops, not move. Yeah, stop and robot. Because now this cog is going to bounce back. You can use stop and robot later to move the cog around. So you're saying that I shouldn't stack them. So let me just undo all this right now. Okay, so let's move the ands into place. And then, oops, I need to count this better. So 1, 2, oh, they went the wrong way. Oh my gosh. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, break. Oops. There you go. Okay, so now they're in place, and then now they no longer move because I broke the sentence. But the cogs are stuck there. I should have used robots because then you can see which direction they're facing. You would put is in first. Okay, let's set this up. Oh, wait. No, you could have had is in front and use Baba and a stack of words to push. But Baba's not going to reach all the way there, if that's what you're trying to say. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow Innocent's advice, which is deal with the is first, right? But I need to stack two things in here if I want to do that. And I can't give up any of these words right now. So how do I get it to bounce back? I need to use the robot right now to push it over, right? Because I need this to say robot is move. Let's see. So let me get this cog into position. Oh, this is troublesome. Okay, I feel like that's not the way to go, because I just don't have enough options with the words. So I'm gonna go back to the original, which is I use my robots to push the ands into place. And then we'll just figure out something. I just started slouching. Okay, so move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. Okay, so we're stuck at this issue where oh, I guess maybe. Do I have enough words to just push it over? Because now none of these words matter. I just need to finish that sentence. I don't know if it reaches though, but I feel maybe it will. Push. Yeah. Wow. Alright, extra one. Dungeon. Oh my god, is this one again? Okay, I need to break up this sentence. Wallace, stop. So the difference between this one and then the original version is I could push Kiki around before, but now I can't. So what can I do? Although this goes under the assumption that I need to do something similar to the original stage. But to get this win, I need to get rid of this sentence. Control Kiki. Yeah, but what does this do if I say Kiki is you? Now I just control two things. Oh, there you go. Okay, I didn't know that that was a thing. Okay, and then all I gotta do is just finish this sentence. I need to say... Baba is win. And then I am the win. Nice. Okay, for some reason, did I not do this one? Because it's not grayed out. So maybe we'll try this one. I did this one. Did it not save? Whatever, let's try this again. Water sink. Rocks are floating. Text is floating. Rock is push. So here's my plan. My plan is to push or get the rock overlapping the flag and then make rock is me. Oh, but rocks are floating. Okay, let me think about this some more. I swear I did this one, but I guess not. Okay, I'm trying to just break this sentence here. Okay, so I wanted to just bring this rock out here so I could move it around. So now my rocks are pushable. And then what happens if I just push them across? Nothing. I could also push rock and then make rock as wind, but then rocks are floating, so I can't touch them either. What happens if I move the rocks and then I can push the wind over? But then what can I even do with this win? Because I can't make Baba is win. Because, okay, let's go over this. Water will always be sink, and hedges is stopping me, and I can't change this. That also means that I can't change these. So texts are always going to be floating, so that means that text won't sink in the water. Likewise, rocks are always floating, so they're not going to sink in the water as well. That also means that rocks and texts cannot interact with things. That's what it means to be floating. So does that mean that Baba has to somehow make it over here and physically touch it? Because sure, I can become a rock, but rocks are floating, so they're not gonna touch the flag. I can also make, a sentence saying rock is win, but I can't touch the rock because it's floating. So does that mean that I have to somehow find a way to get Baba over to this side? Like, another thing is I can make the rock push the flag over to this side here. How did I do this? Okay, so I'm trying to bring these rocks down and then break off the sentence so that I don't control them anymore. But the way that the geometry is I need to play around with this a little bit. So that I don't ruin anything. There you go, okay. Alright, so I only need one rock to push the flag, so I'm going to put one rock in the corner so that it doesn't mess stuff up. And then I need to line this up properly. So now I move the rock over, then oh, I can't push the flag, oops. Spirit, thanks for the follow. Okay, so I think I need to make the flag pushable, so then I push the wind to the side here. And then I use this rock to push the flag over. And then I push the flag and is into the wall so that these line up, and then I can touch it. Okay, so let's see. How is this gonna work? So I only need one rock, so I'm gonna leave that in the corner, I think. Oops. Oh my god. The flag is gonna sink. Oh man. Okay. So what do I do? I guess I can bring the flag over. And then I can say that the flag is a rock, or rock is flag. Oh, I need to bring the is and win over as well. So let me bring those over. Okay, this extra rock here is bugging me. So bring these over. Oops, too much. Okay, I think we're done. So first, I turn the rock into a flag. And then I can touch this one. Jesus. Okay. Yay! Completed the area. Which means that I unlock this one, Solitary Island. No. Oh, Temple Ruins. Alright, I'm gonna call the stream here. Quite happy that we finished Baba. Still didn't get a perfect score yet on my IB practice, but that's okay. I always get a 7 regardless. But anyways, thanks for watching, people. Join my Discord. Let me just put that in the chat. Because I am losing people that don't know me. Because I've advertised on the IB subreddit, and then they join, then they take a look around, and then they see like we have this like weeb discussion, and then they look at the actual math help channel, and then no one's asking questions. So go ask questions, math help questions, so that it looks legit. I'm losing people. But anyways, I'm gonna call it here today, guys. Have a good night, and maybe I'll see some of you on Sunday. Goodbye.